All right, it's our favorite time of the week again when we get to review all of the incredible actions of our nation's media over the course of the week with our great friend Katie Halper, host of the Katie Halper Show, co-host of the Useful Idiots podcast. It's great to see you, Katie.
Good to see you, Katie.
You too. Thanks, you guys too.
So we have something which is not a screw-up. It's actually kind of a decent moment on media. And it's Chris Wallace reacting live. It was happening as as Fox learned about the coronavirus diagnosis. They were citing about how Trump was going to be fined a White House official who himself is not, an epidemiologist or medical, any of that. And so Chris Wallace really just went off on this figure. Let's take a listen.
Well, I'm going to say something, and folks, I'm just trying to give you the truth. Dr. Scott Atlas is not an epidemiologist, is not an infectious disease specialist. He has no training in this area at all. There are a number of top people on the president's coronavirus task force who have had grave concerns about Scott Atlas and his scientific bona fides. I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback from this. I very much hope everything he says is true. One, he can't know because the president is just in the earliest stages of this. And two, I understand the desire of the White House and its political people to try to talk this down. And I'm not certainly trying to talk it up. And I hope and pray the president is fine. But again, follow the scientist.
It's a remarkable moment, and Scott Atlas is someone we've covered here who's he's the one that's pushing this herd immunity idea.
Yes.
Herd mentality is the president called, and he basically goes on Fox and it's he's going to be fine. You don't know that. This isn't the kind of thing you can just BS your way out of and confidence game your way out of. He probably will be fine, but nobody knows that right now.
Right. Yeah, I'm really reassured that this radiologist has weighed in. Which is what he is, right? I'm not going to be, but I won't be confident in any diagnosis until a podiatrist weighs in, which is someone equally qualified to talk about this. No, I'm afraid for Chris Wallace. He really needs to be careful. He's probably one of the most hated men on the right now. He'll probably be, I hope he's not the first. I shouldn't joke about this, actually, given Trump's statements about the Proud Boys. I was going to say he'll be the first casualty, but he won't. Let's knock on wood. But he should make sure that he's well protected, because I just think that people must be so mad at this guy for speaking out and making this very rational point on Fox News at the Donald Trump's stomping ground, Donald Trump's PR machine. I think as people know, there have been other leaders who have had it, right? So Boris Johnson, Bolsonaro, Janine Áñez, who's the literally Bible-thumping leader in Bolivia, who was brought in by a coup, basically. And I think, though, that maybe she, I don't know if you saw this, she held around a very heavy, huge Bible that was about as big as her body. So I'm worried that maybe lowered her immunity. So we should make sure not to do that. No holding, no walking around with big Bibles.
Need to see more research on that, Katie.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty small sample size.
Well, that's why I'm hoping Atlas will weigh in. Because,
the real thing is, Katie, look, we're praising Chris Wallace here. That's just kind of the immediate reaction. But let's not kid ourselves that over the, whenever as time goes on, we're going to see some really crazy stuff on MSNBC and all of that continue, aren't we?
Yeah. Rachel Maddow offered her thoughts and prayers to Trump, which was interesting to see. I'm just a little nervous about how this will play if he survives, honestly, because he's so gifted, as we know, at spinning things. And I think what he'll do if he survives, and it looks like he will, and I'm sure he'll get the best medical care, obviously. The medical care that he wants to deny people through, cutting, if he had his druthers by undoing Obamacare. But he will, I think, if he survives, just say, you see, I was right. I said that this only affects the most vulnerable, and I'm fine. He'll probably pretend that he was fine, better than he actually is if he when he gets worse symptoms. So I just don't want people to overly celebrate people who think that this is kind of the death knell for him politically, if not literally.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's a good point.
Yeah.
Katie,
But
while
yeah.
we have you on the Chris Wallace note, obviously he moderated the debate this week. He came in for a lot of criticism.
He tried to moderate
He tried,
it, right?
yeah, he tried his best. And my view is basically it was an impossible task, and he did the best job he possibly could. Not to say it was perfect or anything like it,
Right.
but I didn't lay the blame at his feet. Curious what you thought of the performance there, though.
I think we need Bernie Sanders to moderate it. He's the only person I actually think could get Trump to shut up, not out of cajoling him. I just think his voice is louder than Trump's. And his New York
it's just a decibel issue.
That's true.
Yeah,
he
the
does
decibel
always
issue,
scream.
Shouty, so shouty,
He's
so terrible.
shouty and he's angry. That's what I've been told.
We'd hate to have a shouty, angry person running against a shouty, angry person. Also, the New York accent would really manage to cut out Trump's semi-New York, kind of weirdish New York accent. But
I kind of like that.
He doesn't,
I like that.
Yeah, he doesn't get the New York accent props that Bernie gets. Certainly doesn't sound like my relatives the way that Bernie does.
Right.
Which explains why I'm such a Bernie bro. My Messiah complex is all linguistically based. But
It's
yeah,
your own
I thought
personal
that,
identity
right.
politics is just based on accents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's true, yeah.
All right, Katie.
We have Hillary people, because her journey resonates with people and they don't really care about the policy. Well, I have that with Trump and
With
his.
the Bern?
With Bernie. Oh my God, I
Okay.
can't believe I just did that. It was
Oh,
Freudian
well, you just
slip because
confirmed what a lot of your critics say.
No.
Sorry.
Well, but that speaks to the fact that he could have taken on Trump in a better way than Biden.
Perhaps.
Just
that
go
is-
ahead and put the red hat on, Katie. We all see it.
Yeah,
Mask,
I know.
mask off.
I know. Mask off and Trump hopefully mask on, but it's a little late
All
for
right.
that.
Okay. See you, Katie.
Great to see
Okay,
you,
thanks.
Katie. All right, we'll have more Rising for you after this.